Hi there! I just downloaded and installed the latest version of iOS 13 for my iPad and my iPhone. And as always the case with new operating systems and updates, things change. For me, I'm checking out accessibility feature known as Zoom and the settings that I use that make that one of my more favorite apps. And for anyone that has low vision or is legally blind that is accustomed to using VoiceOver and you don't use Zoom, stay tuned. You're going to find out why you should. Hello, welcome to the Legally Blind Geek YouTube channel. My name is Mike Tettleton, its creator. My focus for the channel? Helping folks overcome low vision challenges. Now, some folks are low vision to the point to where they're legally blind. That is yours truly. And I approach everything from that lens. Today, we're taking a look at the latest version of iOS 13.1.3. I downloaded it and installed it on my iPhone and my iPad, and I personally use the XS Max iPhone, and I have the 12.9-inch iPad Pro that I use that it's all but replaced my laptop. But the important thing to think about is how do operating system updates change the way some of our favorite features work. That's what we're going to get into. Accessibility feature known as Zoom, the settings that mean the most to somebody like myself that is legally blind, and why would you use Zoom? Well, for me, Zoom works when VoiceOver is not appropriate. VoiceOver is not appropriate when I'm out and about and I'm at a sporting event, or if I'm having dinner with friends or family, or if I'm at a board meeting or something like this, because one, VoiceOver does not speak loud and clear enough to overpower a lot of background noises, and two, I don't want everybody knowing my business. You know, if I'm getting a text from one of the kids, I don't need the boss to know about that, and vice versa. If the wife is scolding me about something, I don't need the kids to know about that either. So they both have their place, and in this video we're going to set up Zoom and illustrate how it works, and hopefully convince you that it's something you should add to your everyday bag of tricks. Okay, setting up accessibility features on your iOS device running iOS 13. First thing we need to do is select your iPhone or your iPad. You can do them all at the same time, or you can do one, get comfortable with it, see how you like the settings, and then set up your second or third iDevice if you're like many of us. For this video, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use my iPhone. And the first thing we need to do is go ahead and, after you've selected your device, is open it up, unlock it, whatever you need to do to get to the home screen. And from the home screen, you're going to look for the settings icon, open settings, and then we're going to scroll down until we get to the accessibility tab. Now, in previous versions of the iOS operating system, accessibilities has been found under the Generals tab. Well, no longer. In iOS 13, accessibilities has been gifted its own tab. And it's a little bit below General, so if you're used to swiping down and finding the Generals tab, then opening that and looking for accessibilities, you're going to be in for a bit of a surprise. But actually, you just find General button. And then if you use VoiceOver like I do and many other legally blind folks do, you can just swipe right to left or left to right.
Control Center.
Right to left goes up, left to right goes down.
Display and brightness. Accessibility button.
So the third tab below General is Accessibility. Again, I've selected it, double tap it to open it.
Accessibility features help you customize your iPhone for your individual needs.
And the first thing it does is it reads a description as to what accessibility features are. The first option on the list is VoiceOver, and you can hear how I have mine set, the voice that I use, and right now the verbosity is a little bit lower than normal, simply because it makes it easier to understand on these videos. And then directly below VoiceOver is the Zoom feature.
Zoom off button.
So I've selected it and I'm going to open it up.
Zoom off.
Okay, and I've had the Zoom feature turned off currently, and now's a good time to let you know that with VoiceOver and Zoom on at the same time, The gestures that are described right immediately below the heading of zoom are a bit different.
Zoom magnifies the entire screen.
I have mine set up so it magnifies the entire screen. You can set yours up so it just magnifies a window or a small circle, I believe it is. That's your preference. I just rather have the entire screen zoomed in on so I can use my 3 fingers touching the screen and moving it around to move the zoom over certain parts of the text. That works for me. You may find something different that works better for you. It's flexible. You can set it up any way you want to.
Double tap 3 fingers to zoom.
Now that's the portion that doesn't work the same with VoiceOver on. For anybody that's familiar with VoiceOver, you know that if you take 3 fingers and double tap on the screen, it shuts the voice off. And subsequently, you double tap with 3 fingers, it turns it back on. So with VoiceOver on, it's not going to allow you to do as this describes.
Double tap 3 fingers to zoom.
It's not going to zoom. That's where you go in and set up the zoom controller, and that's another setting, another function later in the menu that we'll discuss, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute.
Drag 3 fingers to move around the screen.
And we talked about you take 3 fingers, touch the screen, drag it around, it'll move the focus of the zoom.
Double tap 3 fingers and drag to change zoom.
And that's also something else that we talked about. You double tap with 3 fingers, it's going to turn voice off. You turn it back on, you just double tap with 3 fingers again. It's not going to zoom that way. Again, that's going to be under the zoom controller heading, which we'll get to here in just a minute. Setting up the zoom controller to fit our individual needs is really quite simple. Once we've gotten to accessibilities and we've opened up the zoom list menu of settings, it's start out by just turning zoom on, and I'm going to use my VoiceOver to kind of illustrate what it's going to sound like in the menu that's available and what settings we need to turn on and how to adjust those.
Zoom on.
Okay, I've got the zoom feature turned on, and then I'm just going to single finger swipe left to right to read the menu.
Zoom magnifies the entire screen. Double tap 3 fingers to zoom. Double tap 3 fingers and drag to change zoom. Follow focus on. Smart typing off. Follow focus on. Smart typing off. Smart typing off. Smart typing will switch to window zoom when a keyboard appears and move the window so that text is zoomed, but the keyboard is not. Keyboard shortcuts on. But zoom controller on button.
That's what we're looking for, the zoom controller. And as you hear, mine's already turned on.
Zoom controller, show controller.
Now
on.
when you open up the menu for the zoom controller and turn it on, this is the list of options you're going to be able to adjust to your personal needs.
The zoom controller allows quick access to zoom controls. Bullet when zoomed out. Drag to reposition. Bullet when zoomed in. Drag to pan zoom content. Long press and drag to reposition. Bullet 3D touch to peak zoom.
And on one of the reasons that I selected the iPhone XS Max is because it does have the 3D touch functionality, and I use that quite a bit. I do like that. Not all iPhones have that, but the iPads don't either. Not at the time of this, video anyway. That may be something they add down the road, but I kind of doubt it.
Controller actions. Heading. Single tap. Show menu. Button.
So you can adjust it for what you want the single tap to do.
Double tap.
Double tap.
Zoom in. Triple tap.
Triple
None.
tap.
Button. Adjust zoom level. On.
You want to be able to adjust the zoom level with the zoom controller. Turn that on.
Double tap and slide on the controller to adjust the zoom level.
And that is talking about the little slider. When you open up the zoom controller window, at the very bottom of that is a slider. You can double tap on it, hold it, and move it back and forth, and you can zoom in or zoom out to increase the magnification.
Color. Blue. Button.
And I've got the color set at blue. I'll go ahead and open that up.
White.
There's white.
Selected. Blue. Red. Green. Yellow. Orange. Zoom controller. Zoom.
And you can select
color,
the color that best
blue,
works for you.
button.
And also, the final list on the menu for the zoom controller is the
idle opacity. 100%. Button.
I've got it 100%. I've got it as bright as it can be because that's what works for me. But you can adjust that.
100%. Adjustable.
There's a slider there as well, so you can adjust it all the way up to 100% or down to 0%.
Reduces the visibility of the zoom controller when not in use.
So that's the
zoom controller. Zoom.
The nuts and the bolts.
Idle opacity. 100%. Button.
That's all there is to turning on and setting up the zoom controller. Hey, thanks for watching my video on the iOS 13 updates and the way it impacts accessibility features such as zoom and its settings. Really am interested to find out what you think about the videos, so please use the comment section down below. Let me know if you found it useful. If you found it useful, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I could use all the help I can get. In addition to that, while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video. And in the description below, you'll find some links to different products that I recommend that I use to make my videos and so forth. I am an Amazon affiliate, so each little bit you buy helps me keep this channel up and running. Thank you very much. Be safe. Make it a great day.